Right, so today Danielle is going on her first proper date since she divorced Mohammed almost 3 years ago, and it's set to be one of the most awkward experiences of her life. So now that she's finally got the closure from Mohammed that she's been so desperately craving these past few years, Danielle is in Ocean City on a girls' trip to find herself a new man. At the end of the last video, the girls revealed to Danielle that they had set her up with a dating profile and already matched with a guy called Jason from the local area. So back at their hotel room, they persuade Danielle to give him a call and walk her through the conversation.
Okay, what are you doing tomorrow?
Tomorrow I'm off all day.
Oh, okay.
These girls are a little bit too involved for my liking. In fact, not only are they telling Danielle what to say every 5 seconds, they're also the ones that called Jason in the first place. Jason even answered the phone addressing Lexi by name. Crafting messages with your friends is one thing, but having them match with someone on your behalf, talk to them, and then direct the conversation like this is too much.
Would you like to meet up tomorrow?
Sure.
At what time?
Do that. What time is good with you?
5 o'clock?
5 is good.
I'm all for a blind date, but this is a risky one. They haven't had any small talk whatsoever on the phone or via the dating app, and they're already organising a date. It would be fine if she was dating in general at the moment, but this is her first one in 3 years. She's being thrown right in the deep end here, and it's on camera. Well, Jason then asks Danielle where she would like to meet, and she says that she's not fussy, except from one thing.
I don't like seafood, so.
You don't like what?
Seafood.
I know what you want me to say, and I'm not going to say it. Mohammed said enough. I don't know what the girls are laughing at though. I think they're a bit too slow for that one, and I think saying that she doesn't like seafood was perfectly reasonable. I hope they're not laughing at her, but either way, they're getting a bit annoying now, aren't they? Anyway, several periods of uncomfortable silence later, Danielle ends the call.
Just hang up. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right.
Doing all this whilst on speakerphone at their big age is embarrassing. What is Jason going to think hearing all that giggling? I genuinely wouldn't be surprised if he now thought that this entire thing was a childish prank and just didn't show up. Still, even if he doesn't think it's a joke, I doubt he's going to be too excited following that incredibly dry conversation.
I get nervous.
What are you nervous for though?
Don't know what to say to him.
Yeah, not the best start. I guess she doesn't really know how to keep a man's attention if she can't threaten them with deportation. Anyway, to help try and avoid an equally awkward start to the date, and perhaps insert themselves into the storyline further, the girls propose that instead of Danielle going by herself, they all go together, so that they can leave after they've broken the ice. Next up, Danielle is off on her date, but first up, a quick message from today's paid partnership with BetterHelp. Life is full of challenges. Dating, breakups, marriage, divorce, and that's just in terms of relationships. Thankfully, whatever you're dealing with, therapy can give you the tools to approach your life in a very different way. Unfortunately, finding a therapist can be hard, and finding the right therapist can be even harder. That is why BetterHelp's mission is to make therapy accessible. BetterHelp is a platform that makes finding a therapist easy because it's online, it's remote, and by filling out just a few questions, BetterHelp can match you with a credentialed therapist in as little as a few days. And if you don't really fit with a therapist, which is a common thing during therapy, you can easily switch to a new therapist at no additional cost. It's so easy to sign up and get matched with a therapist. All you have to do is click on the link in the description or visit betterhelp.com/arthurtv. Not only does that link help support this channel, but it also gives you 10% off your first month with BetterHelp, so you can connect with a therapist and see if it helps you. So if you're struggling with anything at all, consider online therapy with BetterHelp. Huge thank you to BetterHelp for supporting this channel. Now let's find out how the date goes.
He's hot, you guys. Like, holy crap.
Bye.
These girls are feral. He had a mask on so you couldn't even see his face, just a bald head and a regular 50-year-old man physique. And they're acting like prime Brad Pitt was coming at them. I also don't know how to feel about whoever it was saying it, finding him that attractive. It makes me worry that they've used Danielle to get him here so that they can swoop in at some point.
Nice to meet you, I'm Michelle.
Jason, I'm Lauren.
Lauren,
It's so
nice
nice
to
to
meet
meet you.
I'm Danielle.
Danielle, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I wonder if he knew that he was going to be meeting all 4 of them at once. Guy probably thought he hit the jackpot, depending on his standards, that is. Also, of course the girls introduce themselves first. They just have to make sure that they get as much screen time as possible before they head off, don't they?
So you've lived in Ocean City for how long?
15 years.
That's awesome. It's really nice here.
It's best time of the year right now.
Yeah.
What a riveting conversation this is. And poor Danielle is just sat there like a lemon. You'd have thought the girls would have prepped her with a few icebreaker questions before they arrived, rather than just handling the entire conversation themselves until it's time to leave Danielle stranded. Danielle hasn't got the confidence to pipe up in a group setting yet. Anyway, no one ends up asking, so Jason tells the producers why he's here.
I have never been on a blind date before, but I felt like Danielle and I had a lot of similar interests, and it's kind of exciting taking that leap of faith.
Wait, what similar interests? I get the excitement of a blind date, but what does he know about her other than her name and the fact that she doesn't like seafood? I wish we had a proper look at the profile that the girls set up for Danielle and all the messages that went backwards and forwards, because we really have no idea what Jason is going off here. Anyway, with the ice now somewhat broken, Danielle's friends leave them to it. The conversation starts off with some okay small talk, and Danielle finds out that Jason is a bartender in town and that he goes travelling during the off-season. But barely a minute in, the conversation falls quiet, leading to Danielle playing her trump card.
So, have you ever been married?
No.
No, really?
No. You?
Yes.
Oh dear, this is a rabbit hole he does not want to go down. Even the little giggle after she says yes, like she just can't wait to tell the story. Or maybe that was just her remembering Mohammed exists and getting all giddy all over again. Well, unsurprisingly, without Jason asking for any more details, Danielle begins telling the story of it all.
I met a guy from Tunisia and didn't go well. 3 years ago, we got divorced.
This guy could not seem less interested if he tried. It's hard to say, given this is all we've seen of him, whether he's not interested or he's just incredibly boring. But as much as we can roast Danielle for bringing up Mohammed, at least she's trying. Surely Jason knew what she looked like before coming here and was at least partly attracted to her. So why is he not even giving her a chance?
And here I am now.
In Ocean City.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
He didn't seem too interested to begin with, and bringing up Mohammed and her divorce this early on has done her absolutely no favours, but this man has absolutely nothing to him. This is the most default character NPC I have ever seen. Assuming Danielle's friends didn't catfish him with photos of her from 30 years ago, why did he bother turning up if he was going to be this dry and uninterested? And if you thought the conversation was painful, wait until the awkward silence. Excruciating. I know that producers can get creative with clips, and maybe the other person was talking when it cut to each of them, but I would not be surprised at all if this was genuine. You know what, her fake friends were doing my head in, but I would tolerate their return just to escape this insufferably awkward silence.
I like your shirt.
Thank you.
Yeah, it is so over. He couldn't even compliment her dress. I mean, come on. At the very least, just do it out of politeness. Deary me. Even if you're not interested whatsoever, just saying anything at all to get sweet relief from the awkward silence, even if just for a moment, has got to be worth it, surely. At this point, if I was Danielle, I would just walk away. But of course, she doesn't. And I'm not even sure if she's getting the hint. So eventually, Jason nips the whole thing in the bud.
I don't feel the connection, but wouldn't mind, like, you know, still being able to talk or communicate, be friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think even Danielle saw that one coming. She's probably relieved to hear it so that she can stop wondering and just leave. Thankfully, he didn't keep her lingering long enough for her to develop any attachment, at least. The last time she tried that was with Mohammed, and when he ended up posting an Instagram post of himself with another girl, she ended up stalking him across the country and assaulting him in the street.
It's sort of disappointing that he wasn't even trying to get to know me. It's making my confidence go down.
Yeah, you can't really fault her for this one. She didn't have the best chat, but she might as well have been talking to a rock. I mean, they couldn't even sustain the conversation for long enough for Danielle to finish her drink, and she had already drank most of what she got through before Jason had even arrived. Anyway, that was it. Jason offers to walk her out, and she's left all by herself by the roadside waiting for a taxi.
I've never had to put myself out there like this, so it makes you not want to do it again.
Yeah, I wouldn't do this again either. The chances that it won't work out when you haven't even exchanged just a few messages are just too high. Maybe Danielle would be better off if her friends cared more about actually helping her find the right guy, rather than doing something that will involve them for the screen time. Well, thankfully for Danielle at least, this is only the first night of a week-long trip. Coming up next, Danielle takes control of her online dating profile, and although there are more dates lined up, there are plenty more tears. So if you want to make sure you don't miss out on all of the drama to come, make sure you're subscribed down below. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.